I rank where the view is nothing less than phenomenal. For how I express and project from my abdominal. The only view better, both my daddy and my mama know. No living parents, my sons give me balance. My wife is my serenity, this mic is my identity. The world is foul enough, that's why I write without obscenities. Provoking danger with broken language and spoken anguish. Begging to get hurt, why would you ask to go through changes? Yes, Lord, life's a chessboard, master the angles. Control the tempo, be the one who holds the info. Acknowledged knowledge is just as deadly as machete swings. When spoken, the truth is as potent as that Medellin. While others swear the style is free, I just let it ring. Our time is undervalued, soldiers make us better kings. My family's on my shoulder, reaching after better things. Today I take the shot, for them I'd rather set the screen.
My mama told me follow my dreams. My daddy told me get it by any means. Stand tall, make him bow to a king. But I've evolved, you can see the result. Look in my eyes when you speaking to God.
Life and for those who be caught up in using what I was taught with the muse. I guess they call it proving I'm more than an artist. Penciling out my darkest while stenciling out a harvest. And storing what gets me from A to B, just like garages. Instrumental with collages. Envision what I've been drawing. Broadway to give you rhythm like the great Lena on. So bent on, found comfort in the storm. Find peace and on when you see them others perform. Organized chaos, outcast it like hey ya.
Yo, party people in the place to be. What's good? It's the number one Chief Rocket Knicks Universe, main man, Uncle Freezy, coming through to talk that talk the way that y'all like to have that Knicks talk to y'all bright and early, or maybe dark and early, depending on where you are. Maybe dark and early, depending on where you are. Good morning, good morning, good morning. This is the Knicks at Night podcast. Very, very late or very, very early, depending on you know how your night went. If you're a night owl, it's a very late Knicks at Night podcast. And if you are a early bird, this is a very, very early show for you. But salute either way. DSJ is in the building. Salute to the R&B sensation. DSJ is in the building. Mr. Vince is in the building, man. What's good? I see you, Mr. Vince. Yeah, man. It's good to see you. Mr. Vince is in the building. It's good to see you. Salute to everybody watching us on X and on YouTube. Coming through. I got a conversation for you guys. I needed some time to think things through, but man, I have a conversation for you guys. Do I have a conversation for you guys? Staffa Don is in the building. Yo, matter of fact, I gotta text Staffa Don right now. Staffa Don, I'm going to text you right now, right? I'm going to text you right now, Staffa Don. Bim. So I just texted Staffa Don. Salute Staffa Don. Like as Staffa Don likes to say, big up yourself. Yo, and DSJ says this is the R&B. This is the Yeah, man. Ed Winning is in the building. Okay. T. Smith is in the building. Smitty, what's good? All right, so I gotta have the Karl Anthony Towns conversation with y'all, right? I gotta have the Karl Anthony Towns conversation with y'all. Salute the Hoodie Kev wherever he at. Salute to Hoodie Kev wherever he is. I gotta have the cat conversation. here's the thing. I am not advocating for Karl Anthony Towns, for one. Let me just say that. Does it mean I dislike him? No. I'm not advocating for Karl Anthony Towns. I don't dislike, or let me rephrase it in a way that makes sense. I like Karl Anthony Towns. So there is no ill will towards Karl Anthony Towns one way or the other. Whether you think he's soft, a jump shooter, a boneheaded player, whatever, however you feel about Karl Anthony Towns, that's your opinion. I personally don't have a emotional attachment to Karl Anthony Towns. I do believe he's the best jump shooting center of all time, though. I do feel like he is the best jump shooting center of all time and possibly one of the greatest offensive centers of all time. Possibly. Right? Possibly one of the greatest offensive centers of all time. Possibly. Right? Possibly. With that said, I also feel a certain way about centers in today's NBA game. Fritz Alcindor is in the building. Fritz Alcindor out there starting trouble on X. I see you. Fritz, I be in the bushes, bro. I be in the bushes. I got to do better on social media. I got to have a better social media presence. I'm in the bushes. I'm like, when it comes to social media and some platforms, I'm more of a read everybody else's comments type of person out there. I understand, man. If you have a social media platform like YouTube, I should probably be more active and more positive and more welcoming to relationships. I'm just more of a solitary guy, I guess. Like, I know I should be out there kissing babies and shaking hands and all of that stuff, but I'm more of a solitary person, man. I think people think I'm like a extrovert, but I'm really more like an introvert doing stuff in an extrovert way for things I like, right? I'm like a clam. I'm like a clam in that way. Like, for the most part, I'm mostly closed down and shut up to myself. But when it comes to stuff I like, man, yeah, I'm wide open, bro. When it comes to talking this Knicks, bro, I'm wide open, bro. Fitzy is in the building. Salute, Fitz. I hope I didn't wake you, bro. Fitzy, I hope I didn't. Yeah. Hey, I hope I didn't wake you up, Fitzy, man, with this alert. Like, oh, there he is, early in the morning. And DSJ says, I'm a charismatic introvert. Yeah, hey, man, yeah. Do it. Do it. And so the Karl Anthony Towns conversation is what they call complicated. Right? It's complicated because I think what Karl Anthony Towns does in Minnesota is not really what Karl Anthony Towns would do in New York. My example is Karl Anthony Towns being a stretch four in Minnesota is not going to fly in New York. In New York, Karl Anthony Towns is a center, period. Right? And I know Randall is thicker than Karl Anthony Towns, right? But Karl Anthony Towns is a center, man. He's a center. And if the Knicks were to acquire Karl Anthony Towns, my thought would be so that the Knicks would run Brunson, Dante, OG, Randall, Cat. That would be my thought. Karl Anthony Towns, when at center, Karl Anthony Towns is a rebounding machine. Karl Anthony Towns has a season of 50% from the floor, 41% from three, and 10, almost 11 rebounds. Karl Anthony Towns has a season of 51.8% from the floor, 40% from three, and 12 rebounds. Karl Anthony Towns has a season of 45.5% from the floor, 42% from three, and 12.3 rebounds. And at the power forward position, Karl Anthony Towns is about 50% from the floor, about 38.5 from three, and about 8 rebounds at power forward. Karl Anthony Towns for the Knicks would definitely be a center. Am I advocating for Karl Anthony Towns to the Knicks? No, I'm not. But there is a rumbling in Knicks universe. And when there's a rumbling in Knicks universe, generally we want to address it. As a matter of fact, I'm going to retrieve an article. Let me see. 2024 Towns to the All right, so I'm going to pull up an article and I'm just going to share it with you. I think that a bad gateway. What the Oh man. Okay. This is from a magazine called Newsweek. I'm going to share it with everybody just to I'm going to share it with everybody. Just be patient with me, okay? As I So this is from this is from Newsweek. Honestly, I thought Newsweek was out of business. Wacko is in the building. Wacko says you should want to keep Randall with Cat. Yeah. No, I'm not trading Randall. I'm not trading. Y'all know Randall is my favorite Knick. So any conversation I have, y'all already know from rip, I'm not trading Julius Randall. Randall is my guy. Right? I want to make sure that's known. Randall is my guy. But where there's smoke, there may be fire, right? According to Newsweek, Knicks News, New York reportedly to pursue four-time All-Star if he becomes available. If he becomes available. Now, here's the thing. Karl Anthony Towns is very expensive. Justo is in the building. Salute. Here's the thing. With a Karl Anthony Towns addition, you don't want to do a Randall subtraction, right? Because Karl Anthony Towns at the 4 doesn't benefit the Knicks like Karl Anthony Towns at the 5 would. The irony to all of this is if you add a Karl Anthony Towns to a Randall, OG Anunoby, Dante, Brunson, Hart, Deuce, I think you're a championship caliber team. Not only like a championship caliber, I think you may be able to utter the word dynasty, right? Because of your floor spacing, because of a number of different things. Keith Turner's in the building. Salute. Now, I say that, and then I mention I'm not advocating for a cat trade. If it happens, I'm okay. If it happens, I'm okay with it. Just understand you'll be locked in, basically. You'll be locked in good. Right? You'll be locked in pretty good. Now, I don't know what Karl Anthony Towns' salary is going to look like. I'm sure he's going to be expensive. So I'm looking for his salary right now. Hooey. It's not as expensive as what I thought. In this upcoming season, Karl Anthony Towns makes $49.350 million in his age 29 season. It's not bad. It's not what I thought. It's not as bad as I thought it was going to. I thought it was going to be 54, 57, something like that. I thought it was going to be that for a franchise player on his original team, multiple All-Star appearances, an All-NBA, and all of that. Hey, Jamal, what's good, man? I ain't see you sneak in here. My bad. Jamal, what's good, man? His contract is not as bad as what I thought. His contract goes as follows over the next 4 seasons. 49-3. 26 is 53-3, basically. 27 is 57-2, right? And then in 2028, there's a player option for 61-2. And then he's a unrestricted free agent in 2029. So basically, you have 3 good years of Cat before you worry about that $61 million window. So what do y'all think? Well, how do y'all feel about Cat? How do y'all feel about Cat? Do you want to explore what Karl Anthony Towns is? Is Karl Anthony Towns worth $50 million? For his career, he's a 23 point per game. He's 23-11 for his career. 23-11-3 for his career. Are you impressed by that? Are you impressed by 23-11-3 on 40% shooting from 3? What if I told you Karl Anthony Towns? What if I told you Karl Anthony Towns is 50-40-87 for his career? How do you guys like bigs who can shoot free throws? How do you guys like bigs that can offensive rebound? How do you like bigs that can offensive rebound, knock down free throws, and stretch the floor? So what I want to do is I want to add data. I want to add data to the conversation. Not speculation, not the eye test, data. I'm going to add data to the conversation. Not speculation, not rumors. Not speculation, not rumors. I'm going to add data to the conversation. Right? Just give me a second. The computer is slowly catching up. I'm going to add data to the conversation. All right. Man, when you add data to the conversation, it makes Karl Anthony Towns look worse. Right? I'm about to add it to the screen, everybody. I'm gonna hold him to the same standard as I hold everybody else. All right, there we go. There we go. Now, okay, there we go. If you could see this, basically, Carl Anthony Towns, Cat's numbers makes him look like a complimentary player. In the first quarter of games, Carl Anthony Towns shoots 52%, 42% from three, basically. His assist percentage is about 75%. So he plays within the flow of an offense. The number that jumps out at me with Carl Anthony Towns off the rip is the number that you're looking at, the fourth quarter. In the fourth quarter of games, a 7-footer shoots 43.3% from the floor, and his three-point numbers are at 36%. That's a very expensive complimentary player. A $48 million complimentary player. I'm not judging. DSJ says, great. Sounds like a great recipe. Unfortunately, he's as impactful on a winning as DeMarcus Cousins and just as durable. Yeah, that's not true there, DSJ. That's not true. That's narrative. Carl Anthony Towns in his first 3 seasons in the NBA missed a total of 0 games. He missed a total of 0 games. A total. That's his total number of missed games in his first 3 seasons. The durability issue thing is always subjective because Knicks fans or NBA fans in general can always say, well, he got hurt at the wrong time. But in real life, there is never a right time to get hurt. Carl Anthony Towns for his career. I'm going to pull up his. Okay, wait. Not Instagram. There we go. Carl Anthony Towns had 1 season where he didn't play 50 games. 1. Oh, no, I'm sorry. He had 2 seasons where he didn't play 50 games. The 2020 season, the bubble season, he didn't play 50 games. Oh, I'm sorry. The bubble season, he did play 50 games. The season before that, he played 35 games. Out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 seasons. So what is 7? I'm gonna get his games played percentage. Just bear with me, y'all. 573 divided by 720 is okay. So for his career, Karl Anthony Towns has played in 79.58% of his games. So Karl Anthony Towns for his career, 80% of potential games. Cat has played 80% of potential games. So I think that's in a roundabout way. That's about 69, 68 games a season. About somewhere 67, some number like that. And just do me a favor, check Cousins' career games, but because the injuries didn't start happening for Boogie, his friend. Right. No, okay, all right. So DSJ, what I'm saying to you is even though okay, it's just a wild narrative, bro. I'm not gonna go down that rabbit hole, bro. It's just that's wild. That's wild that you would compare Karl Anthony Towns to DeMarcus Cousins. That's wild. DeMarcus Cousins missed entire seasons and a half and then came. Yeah, that's wild, bro. That sounds like hater talk. Cat played 80% of his games and DeMarcus Cousins missed parts of 3 entire seasons. That's crazy, bro. Boogie missed parts of 3 seasons, bro. And Karl Anthony Towns has played in 80% of his possible games. 80%. That's wild, bro. That's borderline hating. That's I'm gonna look at it anyway. I'm gonna look at DeMarcus Cousins, but I don't even want to put the number on the screen because it sounds like hater talk, bro. No disrespect, but nah, man, nah. Just off rip, I'm looking at his stuff, bro. That man is played in 654 games. .654 games out of wow, bro. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Hold on. Boogie has played in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 seasons. Right? So 654 divided by 12. Man, come on, man. What are we even talking about? That man, nah, come on, bro. Nah, man, come on. Come on, bro. Nah, this ain't even. I don't even know why. I only did it because it's DSJ, because DSJ said it. Otherwise, I would have just ignored that comment. But that because it's DSJ, I looked into it. DSJ is my guy, right? But at some point, though, we got to stop listening to narratives and start looking at the facts. Like, if you want to point out the fact that Karl Anthony Towns is a terrible closer of games, I would be okay with it. Like, if we want to say that Karl Anthony Towns doesn't close games well, I'd be like, okay, the facts state that, right? I can't argue the fact that that this past season he shot 43% in the fourth quarter. I can't argue that. The data is right there in front of us. But the DeMarcus Cousins thing, nah, bro. That man averaged 55 games a season out of 82 over a 12-year career. And then over the stretch of that 12-year career, he was only effective in yeah, man, the Boogie conversation is crazy. Boogie is a 6-year player. Anything after his 6th season, you got to take it with a grain of salt because his career, in theory, was just about over. Unfortunately. And Keith Turner says, I'm listening to you, but that was again. I understand. It's a conversation. I'm not advocating for Cat, y'all. I'm not advocating for Cat, but the conversation is out there. And I think it's fair to at least have the conversation. Whether you are for Karl Anthony Towns or against Karl Anthony Towns, if you are for running it back, if you're against running it back, if you want to add a bunch of players, try something different. Whatever your stance is, I'm saying, hey man, whatever your stance is that's your stance. But what I'm saying is the Karl Anthony Towns conversation is real, and I think we need to acknowledge it. But saying Karl Anthony Towns is injury prone when he plays in 80% of his games is a lie. It's not even a fib. It's not even a fib. It's a lie. That if you call Karl Anthony Towns injury prone, then it's not even fibbing. It's lying. The man playing 80% of his games. The man at center is a double-digit rebounder. He's about 11 and a half rebounds a game. He shoots 40% from 3. And he's mostly durable. My concerns about Karl Anthony Towns is his salary. And also, you guys know this. I'm not changing my stance on this, right? At least I don't think I am. Excuse me. I don't value the center position at all. So when you hear me go against centers, or my talking points are angled away from adding centers or paying centers, it's not that I think they're bad people or I don't think they're productive. I just don't think the center position is as valuable as it was several years ago. To me, it's like NFL running backs, right? If you don't have Christian McCaffrey, if you don't have Breece Hall, then you don't have anybody. In my mind, in my mind, in my mind, if you don't have Christian McCaffrey or if you don't have Brees Hall, you don't have anybody. You have running back by committee, right? And that's what I think at center. At center, if you don't have Jokic, if you don't have Wemby, if you don't have a healthy Joel Embiid, then you basically have Hartenstein and Mitch. That's for every team. If you, in my mind, if you don't have Wemby, if you don't have, if you don't have Wemby, if you don't have Jokic, if you don't have a healthy Embiid, basically you have Mark Williams and Nick Richards. Basically, you have Daniel Gafford and Derek Lively. He said McCaffrey, and yeah, never heard of him. Never heard of him, right? The thing is with that is it's as simple as if you like centers, then there are about 10 centers that you could probably see yourself having. Right? If you value the center position, there are probably 10 centers out there that you could probably see yourself having. Right? I don't value the center position anymore. Thanks to Eddie C, the basketball zombie. Right? I think you can get 12 points and 14 rebounds from 3 different dudes. Right? I think you can bring in James Wiseman, Mo Bamba, and Precious Achiuwa to get you 12 points and 14 rebounds. And you can pay those 3 dudes less than $10 million. And it's no slight on Mitchell Robinson. I love Mitchell Robinson. It's no slight on Hartenstein. I like Hartenstein. Right? But my stance is I would rather have Kelly Oubre and Derek Jones Jr. coming off my bench. Right? I would rather go Mo Bamba, James Wiseman, and Precious Achiuwa, and have Kelly Oubre, Derek Jones Jr., and Torrey Craig coming off the bench. And possibly a point guard, maybe a Chris Paul, Kyle Lowry type coming off the bench as the third point guard. That's my preference, right? That's like when we go to the seafood place. When we go to the seafood place and I order a steak, and y'all going to say, why are you getting steak at a seafood place? That's my preference, right? When others are getting oysters, Rockefeller, right? And the soup of the day, whatever the soup of clam chowder. When others are getting clam chowder, right? My thing is, I don't value the traditional center anymore. And here's the thing that Knicks fans have to understand too is you're operating from a deficit when you have a traditional power forward in Julius Randle and a traditional old school big. When you operate from a means of traditional center play, block shots, rebound, box out, and a traditional power forward in Julius Randle, where do you get modern sensibilities in your offense? You don't. You don't. And then that's why when you play against the Joel Embiids of the world in the playoffs, you see the disparity. The only thing that can stop a Joel Embiid is another Joel Embiid. The only thing that can stop a Miles Turner is another Miles Turner, right? The only thing that can stop a Kristaps Porzingis is another Kristaps Porzingis. Do we have one of those on the roster? No, we don't. We don't. If we look to modernize our approach, then some of the modern NBA game that gets you easy buckets will get you easy buckets. So for those that are for a Karl Anthony Towns addition, salute to y'all. Right? It's forward thinking. It's forward thinking. For those that want Karl Anthony Towns, they can see the future. They can see the future. But for those that want to just get 12 points, maybe, and 14, 15 rebounds, and maybe 2 block shots, and the thought of rim protection, the deterrent. See, that's the thing about, where are we at? 47 minutes, 48 minutes? Okay. So the thing about rim protection, it's like a burglar alarm. Right? Rim protection is like a burglar alarm. It's a deterrent. Right? Rim protection doesn't block shots. Shot blocking block shots. Right? Shot blocking blocks shots. Rim protection is like a burglar alarm. When somebody comes by the rim, alarms go off. You got to call in your shot blockers when the alarm goes off. Just like when your alarm goes off, you generally call security or call the police when your burglar alarm goes off. Right? Think about when the last time you saw Hartenstein or Mitchell Robinson lead the NBA in block shots. When has Mitchell Robinson ever led the league in block shots? He provides security at the rim. Right? One of the things that we overstate in our belief system is that Tom Thibodeau values rim protection at all costs. And I disagree. I think Tom Thibodeau values winning at all costs. Tom Thibodeau values winning at all costs. So when we talk about the rim protection aspect of it, all it is a burglar alarm. King Imbert is in the building. Salute to all the members of the channel. For those that are concerned about Karl Anthony Towns' defense, just want to point out that defense is about scheme. Defense is about scheme. Tom Thibodeau's defense is not going to suffer if you add Karl Anthony Towns. Tom Thibodeau's defense is going to suffer when you don't have a good defensive scheme. Simply the intellect is in the building. Salute. And I know, and sometimes in our macho, bravado, extra testosterone driven thoughts, we say all we need are dogs. We don't need cats. And I said that last year with Hoodie Kev, and I was wrong. Right? And I was wrong. The reason why I think I'm wrong is because I think if you take the biggest dog on the planet and put him up against the biggest cat on the planet, if you take the biggest, most ferocious dog that has ever existed and put him up against the biggest, most ferocious cat that ever existed, am I for Karl Anthony Towns? I'm not going to say yes or no. You know how I feel? I feel like go get Mo Bamba. Oh, go get Mo Bamba, bro. Go get James Wiseman. Let them get their 6 points and 6 rebounds apiece and pay him about $3 million. Go get James Wiseman and something, and just let Tibbs develop James Wiseman. He developed Mitch. He developed Nerlens Noel. He developed Taj. He developed Hartenstein. Salute to Williamsburg's finest, King Ribby. Oh, I keep forgetting. I'm sorry. My bad. Hey, man. Hey, King Ribby, my bad for being disrespectful. I keep forgetting you're not from Williamsburg. Fresh out the shower, King Ribby. It's 6 o'clock in the morning. King Ribby already took 2 showers. Andios is in the building. Salute. Oi. Yeah, man. If you are for a dynamic center, I don't know if I blame you, right, in your thought processes. As a matter of fact, I envy you and your thought processes. Kev Middleton says, I heart 100 million. Stop the presses. Hey, yeah, hold up. Wait, stop the tape. Yeah, man. Salute to King Ribby. King Ribby is from the Catskills. I forgot. The Catskill Mountains. Got big condos out there in the Catskills. Salute to King Ribby. Salute my guy, King Ribby. King Ribby be coming through with the fire beats, though. If you are for a prime center, then Karl Anthony Towns might be your guy. He's going to give you more rebounds than Hartenstein. He's going to shoot free throws better than Mitch and Hartenstein combined. He's going to shoot the three off those dribble handoffs. Y'all remember those dribble handoff looks where Hartenstein would be doing the dribble handoff and there wouldn't be a defender within 15 feet? If you give Karl Anthony Towns 15 feet of open space at the three-point line, he's going to make you pay. Y'all remember when teams used to trap Jalen Brunson up top because the big that we brought up top to screen was no offensive threat? With Karl Anthony Towns at the top of the key, Jalen Brunson can't be trapped. Period. What are you going to do? Leave Karl Anthony Towns open for a 23-foot straightaway three-pointer? No. It's the reason why the Knicks couldn't trap Tyrese Halliburton. It's the reason why the Knicks couldn't trap Tyrese Maxey. It's the reason why the Knicks can't trap the Boston Celtics. Because if you trap one of them at the top of if you trap them at the top of the floor and leave Kristaps Porzingis open, if you leave Joel Embiid open for three, if you leave Miles Turner open for three, if you leave Brook Lopez open for three, those bigs will make you pay. So if you want Cat, go get him. If you're against Cat, don't make up false narratives. Don't say Cat misses a lot of games when he plays 80% of his games. Don't say Cat is soft when Cat plays center. He averages about 12 rebounds a game. What soft NBA player is going to get you 12 rebounds a game? And no disrespect to those that and for people, I'm gonna call out a certain group. Only the people that don't go to games are gonna say that he's soft and is getting 12 rebounds a game. If you go to an NBA game and you sit close enough where you see the physicality down low, there's no way you can say a guy that gets you 12 rebounds a game is soft. It's the reason why people don't want to play center. Because the center position in NBA basketball takes contact the entire time they are on the floor. When they set screens, people are running 12 miles per hour into their hip. Y'all know this. Y'all know this already. Think about these. Think about this. When you set a screen, another human being is running about 12 miles per hour into your hip, and you set screens all game. Human beings are running 12 to 13 miles per hour into your knees and hips 70, maybe 80 times a game. And then you have to take that punishment and grab 12 rebounds a game. And I'm not saying that Cat does that in a vacuum. Karl Anthony Towns is the only player that sets screens. What I'm saying is Karl Anthony Towns, Hartenstein, Mitch, all those guys set screens 70, 80 times a game, sometimes 3 or 4 times per possession. And we expect them to get 12 rebounds in that game, 3 rebounds a quarter, right? Expect them to get 3 rebounds a quarter, right? Karl Anthony Towns shoot 40% from 3 and 50% from the floor. If we keep things in perspective, if we just go by what our eyes are telling us we see, the conversation is simple. The conversations are simple when you basically look at things for what they are. Centers play the most physical position in basketball. They do. And so when you get one that does all the baseline stuff and then excels at other stuff, you have to consider bringing that man aboard. Now, am I for Cat? I don't know. I'm not. My initial thought is pay some crash test dummies to do the position. Pay Mo Bamba, pay James Wiseman, pay those guys to set screens 70 to 80 times a game. Let them take all the punishment. And then that way you won't waste your money on some guys. Now, with that said, if you are value adding, like if you want to add value to the position, in my opinion, you can't do a small value add. It can't be a +1. It has to be exponential. Right? Like you can't just go out and get a center that's better than Mitch and Hartenstein, right? Like for instance, I saw somebody mention DeAndre Ayton, right? No disrespect to the person that put Ayton in the chat, but if you're going to add value to the position, you don't want to just upgrade. You don't want to just throw on a gold watch, right? You don't want to just go get a new tattoo, right? It has to be an exponential upgrade, in my opinion. If you're going to pay that money, if you're going to pay $30+ million, that center has to be the second or third most valuable person on your roster. If Jalen Brunson is the most valuable, then the center you go get has to be the second most valuable player on your team behind Brunson. Ideally, I would like the center to be more valuable than Jalen Brunson. If you're going to pay that kind of money. And it's no slight on Jalen Brunson. It's what I'm saying about any player. Right? It's food for thought, stuff to consider. So if you're watching this on replay and you stayed through the whole joint, appreciate you. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Real quick, I'm going to start doing it. People have been asking me, and I don't know why I haven't been doing it. But if you have not done so, consider being a member of the channel. This is how you get there on the screen at 4 o'clock from the Lawrence tier symbol in the middle, like diagonal from 4 o'clock. You'll see the join button, right? You'll see the join button. Click on the join button. Choose your options. Come in, be a part of the Friday morning show with me and a bunch of other members, right? Come through, hang out with us. If you want a, again, just to wrap up, if you value the center position, then don't just value it. If you want to pay 25, 30, 35, 40 million, Just make sure you're getting the cream of the crop. On that note, I'm out of here, y'all. Peace.